Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Today is Sunday, December 4th, 2022. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me, actually, 3 guys last week in my messages on Instagram had asked me about Danny Diablo, Lord Ezek, and if I know him or if I have any thoughts towards him. And I'll tell you, I know Danny Diablo very well. I do not know his music that well. I'm more like an old rock and roll kind of guy where, I mean, as wild as I get is AC/DC or some Ted Nugent, something like that, a little Kiss here and there, you know what I mean? I kind of gave up on that shit around the time the Red Hot Chili Peppers popped off. That's when I went my way. So as far as it goes to music, I don't really follow it. A bunch of my friends swear and love it. Now, I know of Danny way back, probably before I ever even heard about DMS. Yeah, that dude's a street kid, man, straight up, man. That dude's like a fucking hero, man, straight up. I mean, we don't hang out like that or anything. I'm not giving him any kind of advertisement here or anything, but no, he's a street kid, man. Straight up, there's no other way to put it. Yeah, he's out there like that. Like I've said, I've heard his name before I even heard about DMS, or probably even before his music or something. He was out there. I know people grown up with him. I know people that know him. A very close friend of mine's sister known him since he was like a teenager. So I know of him as a human being. I know Dan Diablo as a street kid. Now, just through rumors, like street kids, we hear shit like that. You know, there's a few people out there, you hear things, you know. His area in Queens, yeah, it was out there. Yeah, a lot of fights, a lot of stuff like that. And as far as it goes with the whole musical thing, I don't even know if it's punk rock, hardcore, or what's offensive or not, you know, the way the world is now and everything. But yeah, so I got nothing but the utmost respect for that dude, man. Like I said, that dude's a fucking hero, man. From the way people have worded it to me, that dude is like a legend in the music industry. Now, I really can't speak about that, but yeah, like they should name a fucking street after that dude, like the Ramones or something, man. Yeah, for real. That fucking serious. Like, it's at that level, from what I understand. Now, as a human being, man, yo, you'll never hear no one say nothing bad about that dude, man. He really walks his earth like a street kid, man. Yo, shit like that's important to him. His pride, his image, his self-esteem, and yeah, that dude carries it with him, man. He's a street kid, man. Straight up, yo. There's one funny video. Man, Danny Diablo and Skid did a show. I believe it was called the DMS 357 show, but it was really just me, Lord Ezek, which is the graffiti he wrote. Is Danny Diablo and Skid. And we did a show. Anyway, my friend Justin was there, and he's actually friends with some of the people that knows him and this and that. And, you know, it's a whole big movement, the thing that Danny Diablo literally created, to the best of my knowledge. Comment if I'm wrong. But this guy Justin's video, and he's like, yo, do you mind? Actually, he's talking. So someone else, his friend that he came with, was videoing it. So he's actually talking to me and Danny Diablo, in a conversation in this bar. Now, he's in the middle of us, right? Now, I'm like, blah, 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 off to his side, right? And then you got Danny over there, blah, blah, blah. It's like, this dude's like in the middle. It's like, Danny's like me. Like, yo, straight up. Yeah, it's like, he knows what I know. Just put it that way, man. Yeah, it was fucking hilarious, this footage. It's like me and him and the poor kid's in the middle, because the kid was getting geeked. He's not a kid. He's actually died a couple months ago, maybe a year by now, and we had a falling out before his death. But yeah, he was a good dude, man. When all was said and done, he was a good dude. He was just batshit crazy. You know, he's fucked up in the head pretty bad, so he really didn't have a chance on this earth. I mean, he made it to, what, 40-something years old or something. He's dead now. You know, let the dead bury the dead. But yeah, later on in life, that particular person, he did some weird shit. So, not weird shit like in an offensive way to the world, but with me, you know, so I was kind of like, you know, I just stayed away from the dude. He's dead now, no reason to bring it up. But he had this footage, like I said, he's in the middle, and he was just getting coked up in the bathroom. So he's like, you look at his face, he's like, I'm like right here, but I'm up here, Daddy's like right here, it's like, dude's like, and yeah, you think about it, like it was an exciting topic. Like I was talking about it and Danny was talking about it. We're both boisterous, we talk and we don't give a fuck, you know? Yeah, that shit was hilarious. Just the look on this dude's face was fucking priceless. And he actually sent it to me at one point and he asked me, you know, do I mind if he puts it on Instagram? And I said, nah, I don't give a fuck. I think that's just cool as fuck. I said, but, you know, he's like, yeah, I said, but ask Danny. I mean, you know, send it to him and ask him. He's like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to seem like I'm clout chasing or I'm jocking him or something like that. And I said, do what you want, but I don't think there's any problem with it. I don't think he'll care, but ask him, you know. I don't know whatever happened, but, yeah, never surfaced. He probably chickened out because Danny Diablo was the shit to him, you know. It was like Elvis, like Frank Sinatra to someone, you know. Yeah, this guy really, really liked the music, yeah, and he's dead now. But there's so many people. Like, yo, you look at it, as far as it goes with street kid shit, it's amazing, man. Like, yo, the stuff that like, he's created, and like I said, I know nothing about that stuff, but just from what I hear and the movement and everything, yeah, man, fucking God bless him, man. They should name a fucking street after that dude, man. Yo, you'll never ever hear anyone really say bad things. Like, you'll never hear bad shit come out of his mouth and shit. I mean, like I said, I'm not a close friend of his or nothing, but he's always like held in the utmost respect, and he always gives the utmost respect. And yo, like, the guy's like a hero. Like, honestly, to someone like me that's been out there scratching and crawling and clawing and robbing and stealing, you know, I get it, man. That's a hard fucking thing, man. You know, it's hard to keep your demons in check and shit like that and do your thing, man. It really is, man. You know, like, I'm very, how you would say, I sabotage myself, and a lot of people have that type of mentality, like subconsciously they're actually their own worst enemies and stuff, and a lot of street kids do that. They put their street before, like, what, you get me? Like, it puts you in a box. It stops you from, yeah. Anyway, it's street kid shit, man. No, that dude's up there, man. Definitely a fucking legend, man. Yeah, God bless him, man. Danny Diablo. Can't say nothing bad about the dude, man. Yeah. You know, like I said, I met him a few times. I known of him from, wow, way back. Yeah, like the people I grew up with, you know, he's younger than me, but even people that I know that are from Astoria, Queens and stuff like that, know him and hung out with him and this and that, and people that know people, and he came up in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. And then you got people, like I said, my friend's sister, and just, you hear stories about him getting in fights and stuff like that, just like you would also hear, there's certain people that rang bells, that you would hear names that were mentioned. Jerry Dean is another guy who used to hang out in the meadow a lot. Kazoo, Derek, that's another guy. You would hear, you know, these guys were out there, they were scrapping it up, they were doing dirt, they were putting it in, you hear their names. And they're street kids, and that's the way it goes. I mean, other than that, I can't really name any, like, dudes from Brooklyn. I mean, technically, Danny's not white, he's like a Puerto Rican or something like that. But, yeah, not many, like, I can't think of anyone out in Brooklyn. I mean, you had these dudes out in Bath Ave and shit like that, but they weren't even, like, I mean, they were doing what they were doing over there, and that's a whole other ball game. And then you had some other Italian dudes that were hopping around, but up in the Bronx, you had a lot of them and stuff like that. But, yeah, you would hear different names you would hear about, you know, just through the grapevine of just rumors or just street kids talking to other street kids about street kid shit. Yeah, and Danny's name would come up, yeah. Definitely, yeah, street kid, man. God bless him, man. You know, that dude, he fucking really, like, did it, man. He fucking did it, yo. Like, that dude could really, like, look back and be like, yo, like, yeah, I don't know, like, if he's financially a billionaire or something like that, but the motherfucker sure in hell and should be, man. From the way I hear it, like I said, I don't really follow that stuff. I really wasn't even into the Sex Pistols, or, I mean, some of the Clash I could listen, and that's even early on shit, you know, like, that was even a little too out there for me. You know, Red Hot Chili Peppers was a little bit much for me. So yeah, I'm a little before all that. You know, in my mindset, I'm more into like fucking like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, shit like that. You know. Guns N' Roses, you know, stuff like that. Iron Maiden, I could do, you know, that area, big in the 80s and stuff like that. So I don't know where it went with that. But yeah, definitely. Now, on another topic, you know, I was telling you guys in my last video, me and my son were talking about, we're going to do a project together, and I said I'll talk to you guys today about it. And then what I got in my mind. And then I'll tell you how it came about. What I'm thinking is, me and my son sitting there looking at all, well, I look at the street art and stuff, and I'm not too impressed with what I'm seeing. The artwork, main of it, it's just, I think it's all kooky, but now it's all stupid looking junk that's actually becoming a style of more junk. Like, yeah. And I'm talking about street art people, not you graffiti writers, man. You guys are here, you know? But the street artists I'm talking about. And put it a different way, I'm thinking about this. The way religion is, well, Catholic and Christian religion, in New York City, it's almost like taboo now. It's like people are like hiding their fucking crosses and shit like that. And it's almost, well, it's definitely not the cool thing, but it's like almost becoming outlawed in a sense. Like, I find that it's hard for me to talk about this because I'm no one to talk. I'm not a religious person, neither is my son. As far as it goes, I mean, I was baptized, I was First Holy Communion, I did go to Catholic school, I got kicked out like within the first couple of months of first grade or something like that. I was raised a Catholic, my mother was Catholic, my father was Episcopalian. So, yeah, I've been an altar boy. I got pictures of me as an altar boy. I've not really followed the religion as far as it goes with how I look at life. I've always felt like I have time to make my rights with stuff like that later on in life. And in a scientific point, it's a little difficult for me to believe in it, as far as it goes with the parting of seas and stuff like that. But it's part of my culture. It's what my mother raised me on. And it's important. I mean, I think it's being wiped out of society and out of culture. Now, getting back to the street art. What me and my son are thinking about. This is what we would like to do. And I would like you guys to comment if you're interested in trying to help. Maybe you guys could come up with some walls for this project early on, where we're actually oiling our machine, we're getting the kinks out, we're getting efficient at doing this kind of artwork. But what we're thinking about doing is like the 16th century style artwork, like religious, like Jesus Christ, like the Stations of the Cross, the resurrection of Christ, like these big huge murals, but like real shit, like collage, you know, like fucking on that, man. Like yeah, real nice, like oil painting style paintings that we're thinking about doing. But in like mural sense, it's not like with spray paint and stuff like that. We're talking about actually doing oil paintings on walls, big, huge oil paintings of like something similar. I guess if you were to close your eyes and think of something like the Sistine Chapel, you know, something like that, like Michelangelo, Da Vinci, Caravaggio, stuff like that, 16th century. Yeah, that's when the painting was proper. It would be good. I believe it's a good project. It's early on. I'm pitching it to you at this point, and I mean, I think that the world needs some of that in the city, and it's a process that it's fun. It's good and it's learning, and it's got a lot of positive influence, I believe. I think it'll go a good way. Yeah. I'm spitballing. That's why right here I'm like, duh. But yeah, we're gonna try and figure that thing out eventually. As far as it goes with walls, Yeah, walls. We would need walls. You know, I wish my son would have came in here and sat in here, but he's got to take care of something else. He's on like a conference thing or something like that. But we're gonna have him explain it more. Just big, huge murals, but like of like yeah, Renaissance, like 16th century religious art, Catholic, Christian type shit. Oh, well, beautiful paintings. I can picture that shit, man. That'd be hot, man. And I'm thinking that as far as it goes as a street artist, that's some wild shit. I mean, I'm not going to leave my tag or anything like that. I'm just a pair of extra hands, you know, help maybe some of the background, stuff like that. As far as it goes with leaving my tag or something, is not that important. I guess it's like his thing. I believe, I was telling my son, he could probably actually become like a street artist doing that stuff. I mean, the legal part of it at this point is important because of the fact that we're starting out and time and don't want to be worried about stuff like that. And it is my son, so legal walls are important at this point. And, what else was it that we need? Anything? I can't really think of any other situations or things, but we'll get into it as far as it goes with the idea. Just picture that, like, instead of these like stupid like fucking pictures of like all these like the collage, like yellow with red and blue, like the person's face is all broken up like a puzzle, and it's becoming like this common theme to just do that. And I'm not talking about doing paintings with projectors or anything like that, or any type of cheating or anything like that. I'm just talking balls to the wall, my kid walking up to the wall and painting and shit. Straight up, you know? Yeah, that's the main line behind it. We can even podcast or do it live or something. People could show up there and look at this like an art project that's being done and participate in it, become part of the video. I like that idea. Yeah, help me out, man. Give me some ideas where we could expand with it, or what might be not wise to do. Help. Yeah, is the question. Help. Now, as far as it goes with my son and his artwork and the stuff that I'm talking about, I mean, other than just, you could Google 16th century religious murals, paintings, stuff like that, Caravaggio, shit like that. It's good. Yeah, you'll get the idea. Also now, as far as it goes with my son, he has an Instagram. It's Bobby, B-O-B-B-Y, _ D-Y-E-R. That's his Instagram. Let me just double check. Hey, Bobby, your Instagram is just Bobby Dyer, right? Bobby _ Dyer.
2 underscores.
What do you mean?
Bobby 2 underscores Dyer.
Hey, while you're right there, do you got a minute? I'm trying to explain to them what kind of artwork we were talking about. All right, so it's Bobby, B-O-B-B-Y _ Dyer, D-Y-E-R. So that's 2 underscores. You got Bobby _ Dyer, D-Y-E-R. Now, yeah, he really didn't want me to mention his Instagram. Like, he don't want to, he don't like graffiti itself. And I've always said I could never picture him writing graffiti or anything like that. But, I don't know, it's something about some fucking, like, Cause, it sounds like that guy Cause, K-A-W or whatever. The guy with the mice, he saw something like that over there near the Christmas tree, Rockefeller Center. He said, I saw one of the big stupid bunnies with eyes and shit. And then, you know, like, we're always like, yo, this is like, even corporate art, when it's just like a big metal ball in front of a fucking building, it's like, come on, that ain't art. I mean, you know, to each their own. It's just our opinion, I guess. And it's not bad for us to show you guys what our opinion is. And if people are interested in our opinion, that would be the way to go about it, yeah. But, what else was there? Yeah, I finished up pretty much Danny. That's all I could pretty much say. Great guy, man. Good dude. Cool. I like him. Hey, it reminds me of me, like I said, yeah. You can tell he's been there. Like when I'm in his presence, it's you know that he knows. Like you don't gotta fill him in. Like you don't gotta go to school and like if shit's popping off, he's in the loop. You could see that as far as it goes with Danny Diablo. Yeah, I guess that'd be the best way to put it. Yeah, yeah, boisterous character. Yeah, he lets his thoughts be known. Yeah, that's about it. All right, people, take care of yourselves. Now, my son's Instagram, BOBBY__Dyer, DYER. That's a plug, I guess, right? Yeah, take care of yourselves, people. One thing I noticed, I watched these videos before I post them, and I didn't make it clear that the paintings, the 16th century paintings that me and my son are going to be creating on the streets, they're not going to be like duplicates or copies of other 16th century paintings. They're going to be 16th century style paintings, done with oil paint and everything, done the way and everything, but just we're going to do our own stuff, of course, and it'll be religious and, you know, basic Catholic Christian type stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I really believe my son's got good skills, man. Yeah, and with my knowledge of how things go out there, I think this could be a pretty good project that he's working on. Definitely, as far as it goes with an artist, I think he can definitely show off his skills, I guess would be the term. All right, people, take care of yourselves.